Okay, so this is our basic listening part 2. Pi peche parchan ki kechi mingsi dang nangten kwa linzi. Approaches and key terms to understanding the colophon of Tibetan text part 2. So today I have a new terminology, is like kanawala tenes, which is like before somebody requested. So this, like, if somebody is higher than you, you respect this lama, we then say we say kanawal, follow the order of, right? If your student asks something, if your lama asks them this, follow the order of, that's like a terminology change.
I see. You mean if I'm the author and my lama requested that I write something, then I say, following the orders of my lama, then I wrote this text.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also at that time, of course, authors like not really writing, like the script is Yigibani. So the two names coming, something, one is the name of the author. So usually this colophon, very common is the person's name, three things. It's like who requested or who ordered it, and who composed it, and who's the script. There's three names here.
The scribe.
Yeah, scribe, yeah. So this is like, we have a today very long. So I can read first. Tawe Shenji, teacher Negan, Tase Shishawandini, Tomar Kati Nyami, Kunji Sanje Pig Drundu, Umi Shunlu Nianjing, Chuzu Goma Doji Chanda, Mini Betonga, Wateta, Suro Gitendu, Chen Shebrakawa, Jimmy Wachimbi, Sungi, Datibi, Drimisumdi, Pajo Lutu Yapseki, Shunla Desi, Nelu Dula Nishi Kini, Shenla Dumbi, Yikijawa and Debana. 다제 기변들라마 담바 두지 자세 파르도 somba 공루 시럽 상베 셴가네 토마 따웨 신준 두디바 지기시 까나월라 때년 샤제 게노 소남 생게 사지 사부치와 로에 겐데치 주딘라 우주디 니시니 따나 세니디 공버자와 이급바니 고보옹주고 니장자웨 템바 다제스 제니버 주지게오. So when you look at this, is very long. So, and I think few different ways we can make a kind of like a separate. This is one thing, this information. You can see this color. So from here to here, name of the text. Sometimes you can say only Shejiao didn't give the text a color font, but sometimes give the text. This is the name of the text. So from here to here, is another way of saying this author say he's qualified writing this text. Or another way to say, as basically saying he be able to compose or write this text because of he go through this thing here with this kind of knowledge.
It's a description of the qualifications of the author.
Yes, exactly. This thing. So there's sort of something. First you see there's like Tomar first did this thing. Then did you so Sungdi, then Nishiki. The Nishiki is the best thing. He's a certain thing, is like complete knowledge. Then he do something. So from here, basically saying he's qualified doing this thing. So then from here to here, who order him? Basically saying name of the so here. This is his own desire. He want to compose this text. And then top of that, from here to here, his lama is like order him write this text. And from here to here is the name of the author who composed. And then from here to here, talking about when he composed. So basically also here did this thing, utsukti. So basically saying you can see two timeline. This means this time he started, this time he's finished it. There's also time limit given to him. And so compare, so basically saying this is like where he composed this text, the name of the place, tower, and this is like a script. And then this his wish in prayer. So that's like a very kind of long. Then if you're looking for grammar point of view, we can see this thing. So Dini is like talking about name of the text. So from here to here, basically saying is he is I make it highlight. Thomas first studied Nianjing, and then he Sungdi. He kind of hold the light of this thing. Then there's one look it. Then he understood that the Nagarjuna text. After that, then
So you identified the main verbs to break down the clauses.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So Shenla Devana, he desired to teach other. At that time, now is same time, Shenga names from someone. So order him write this thing. So they say Kanawa, Latin. Based on that, and by this Sanam Singh, on this 2 days, La Nin, this last talking about started. This day is finished, and at this place compose. Right. This thing now I think we can break down a little bit, translate how to see this thing. So this is the name of the text. Dawei Xianji Tijo Negen Dasi Xiao Dini. So Dawei Xianji Tijo Negen Dawei Xianji 1 Tijo Negen Dasi. So basically saying after I'm discussing other texts, Tibetan lots of texts they have a two part of name.
Right.
One is more describe, others just like a name. So like Dawei Xianji is more explained. So Dini is this differentiating the theories of emptiness. Dawei Xianji. Tijo Negen Dasi, moonlight to illuminate the key point of the supreme vehicle is. So there's like sometimes Shejiao Dini people put this one there for Shejiao emphasize Dini, then you can see two together.
Right. This text, which is called Differentiating Theories of Emptiness, Moonlight, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and also sometimes it's important because like you can put like put this way and just like if something make more clear.
Yeah.
Although sometimes it doesn't make sense, so there's
Yeah.
make it more clear. People understand the meaning, right?
Yeah.
So this thing. So there's like a name thing. Second one, I think author showing how he studied, how he qualified. So it is Tomar Kati Nyami. First of all, Tomar, the result of this you can put the result of my having studied means like a Shunglu Nianjing, having studied the textual system of Mandaya Minga. So Umi Shunglu Nianjing. Enter the omniscient. So Zhongdu means enter, omniscient, Guinkin, Sanje Pale. So then from here, describe Gardenia means the incomparable kind one. So this is like first he studied, entered this text with Gunji Sanje Pale, just one he did. The second one, Chizun Goma Doji Chanta, Minibe Tungawa Dedaki, Surugi Tendo, San Chebragawa, Jimmy Wachimbe Sungi, Dati, Jimmy Sundi, Pacho Ludu Yapsek Shunla Desi, I then illuminate the scripture of the founding lord of the Sajja school. So there's like you have to add more people have an idea, right? So there's like a Chizu Goma, and whose mind are inseparable from the Vrajadara. So the Doji Chantang Mini Vetungawa. So there's like a mind the same. With the lamb of exegesis. Yes, of the teaching of the great Lord Muba, whose name so filled me with emotion that's difficult to pronounce. This I think sometimes is important. So San Jebaragawa. So that's we use lots of this thing, which is like whose name so filled me with emotion that is difficult to pronounce. So like basically saying, in Buddhism terms, they're showing so much respect.
Yeah.
you care so much. Want to talk their name is make you feel sad or happy. It's lots of emotion wake up. So that's the thing. Say so that's also interesting. That's it. And think so basically saying another way saying when I hold the light, when I look it, then I clearly see. That's the way talking.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
very
it's interesting.
Beautiful writing.
Yeah. The whole this thing, one look it, and there's like this thing happening. So it's difficult. Then having studying the text of Supreme Aya Nagarjuna, the father, and his spiritual son Ayadeva. So that's like we should say Pacho Lutu Yapse. Pacho Lutu means like this Supreme Aya Nagarjuna. Yapse is the same is talking about and his spiritual son, which is Ayadeva, are generated and ascertaining consciousness. This is the thing, Nishikine. So that's the final. Just like you sure that's you understood. Nishi, right? Of the meaning of reality and wishing to put this in writing from so as to teach it to others. So basically he's saying first studying something and then based on the Jesus Sajas Lama's text, and this also like kind of he used as a kind of light and just look at the Nagarjuna and spiritual text, then he understood the complete meaning. Then after that, he have a desire to want to teach to other people. So that's his thing. 다자게 벤델라마타 만두기 자즈 파르도 좀바 공시로 삼비 시행하네 토마타웨 신준 두르바지 기시 까나와라 때네 샤예게로 소남 생게스. So that's the the 사제몽 소남 생게. This is like his name. 샤예게로 소남 생게. Compose his text following the order of the Guru Shirab Sangpo. So there's like a Guru Shirab Sangpo Shengane Kanawa Tine, right? And our glorious holy spiritual master who has traversed the ocean of Sutra and Tantra and who said at outset, at the first, compose a brief text distinguishing the view. So it's like he order that is like a lama. And then like a Sonam Senge by this lama. This is a Quinju Koramba Sonam Senge. Sabachi Jadawe Che Judin Utsukti E Nishini Dana su compare Jawa. So that's like a beginning the work on the 7th day of the moon of the victor in the earth may rapid year. So that's here he started in beginning. I complete it on the 20th at the monastery of the Tanak ceiling. Compare Char. So that's it's like sometimes you can see two time, or sometimes you can see two place. Sometimes the two place means that I like begin this work at this place and this place. Yeah, sometimes two time I start this thing and this thing. You can see two time. So that's also a thing, and also like in terms of a year, also like because the Tibetan we have a kind of usually true astrology. So color chakra astrology and also like Tibetan astrology, we have a kind of using this like a dating system is a completely different way, but just like the meaning is same, but sometimes a little bit different. So and yigipani gombo wanchugo.
So you mean you're saying there are different ways of describing the dates according to different calendrical systems?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And they would sometimes put both systems in one sentence, or they put do they put them together, or they use one or the other?
Sometimes they use like it's like even the modern text. Sometimes I can see three different systems. One is like a Rabjung, right? And one is like a Sabachivilo, and then modern year, I don't know, something Christian year or foreign year they use in 1970. There's also using.
All together, you mean they use each one?
Right? Just like
Oh, yeah.
before, like as meaning is same, but just like clarified. There's also
Right.
different system, right?
Right.
And then just like Yigiban also sometimes in Gonjos, Di Jiang, Javidamba, Dajajenaba Yujis. So just like may this work can become force for the spread of the teaching of the Victoria and give Victoria. So that's like kind of like a very long one. So I don't know if it's helpful or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you say anything about what kind of text has a more long colophon and what kind of text has a shorter one? Is it?
Oh, I think so. Sometimes it's like I can see this thing. It's like a longer text have a longer colophon, shorter text, shorter colophon.
Right.
But it's not always true, mostly, right? But if a very long one and then just like it's like they have to tell more. Short one is some lama like basically come first like one day. Then you don't have to say then the text like very short. You don't want to write colophon very long.
Right.
So
Or
like,
what about in terms of different topics of texts, like a philosophical text or a medical text or different topics? Do they have different types of colophons?
I think it's like not really text different. I think some author give more detail, some author give less detail. So that's I noticed. Like some authors, like Frost, I'm saying, Giant Khenpo Wangpo. Sometimes Giant Khenpo Wangpo writing the text, he give lots of detail. So it's like, and some author is colorful. He's saying like, also he's like a dream talking. He have this kind of dream, and then he's really desire to do this thing. And or sometimes his dream, somebody requests him. There's lots of things they're sharing. So how you got this idea writing this text? I mean, some authors like really briefly, this person requests I compose this text pretty simple at this day. Some like more detail, like for some saying this one, we can see, and from here to here, it's very long. It's almost half. So it's like he's showing like he's qualified, how he's studying this text, how he understood this thing. Then here he's showing desire, and then somebody requests. So it's like when I'm looking at colophon, it's like it's a name of the author and place and time. Those like more simple. But it's like sometimes it's like I think a lot of students find difficult. Time line is like there's like really Tibetan with a very complicated fancy way to describe timing. So that's also like sometimes a little difficult timing. And terms of place, sometimes we describe the very long place because like if you just want to say like Bodh Gaya and this want to give more detail like where thousand Buddha achieved enlightenment, where many arhat was pilgrimage, this thing.
Right.
You can describe the Bodh Gaya very long, right?
Right.
It's a basically same Bodh Gaya, but it describe. And same thing, something talking about your Lama. It's just you can see just like, easy to see Guru Shiro Samba, you can see this thing. And Dajak Bende Lama Tamba. Do you just a part of the Sumba? All from the Guru Shiro Samba, right? It's this we do lots of things. But I think it's like somebody want to know. I think that they have to like describe something is very important. If you describe this thing person, and then just like if you know the name of the person, this is key term. Then just the rest of the thing describe the person, place, this sort of thing. Yeah.
What about across history? Do you notice changes in colophons from very early texts coming up to more contemporary texts?
I think that's changing because number one is the early text. They're not using it's like I don't Christian year or Western year. They never use this thing, right?
Yeah.
Modern text use a lot, and also modern text also like it's like before they have you can say yigibanim.
Yeah.
Now we didn't have this thing because of computer, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't have the script. We didn't have this thing, and I think that it's pretty much same. Not that it changed different.
Okay.
Yeah, just and also like even though modern some Lama you want to writing, they try to make a fancy. Just write everything like dating system, we use still same thing using Savachivilo, like a Tayu, whatever, just everything using, make it a little bit more fancy, you know.
Uh-huh. And when you see something like that in a modern text, what do you understand something about the author's intention? If they decide to use very traditional dating system, do you know something about the author based on that?
I mean, sometimes author, they want to show a little bit their knowledge.
Yeah,
And this is like, if you want to figure out this thing, you have a certain knowledge for that, right?
right,
The one thing, some other, they want to try to keep traditional style.
right.
So that's, I think, two things. Because like, if simple way, I could say 2020, something, this is really
Yeah,
simple.
yeah,
And just people, when people look at something, feel like less valuable.
uh-huh.
I don't know, it's a human mind so funny. If something really easy to simple understand, and you say this is not that valuable, something
Yeah.
more complicated it must be very valuable, right? And that's something we academic do. We just like write
Yeah,
something make really complicated. This is like a same
right.
thing. Western academic and also Tibetan academic just make fancy, complicated. People have no, lots of people no idea that they must be so important. You thinking?
Right. Although in this case, it seems like it's also important to try to uphold a kind of tradition, a Tibetan
Yeah,
tradition, because otherwise younger people or contemporary readers, they may forget the traditional dating system.
that's also true. Yeah, that's just like keeping tradition and also showing a little bit your knowledge
Yeah.
and also like a kind of this dating system like people think this text is more important. This feel this way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, this sometimes looking this thing as little bit just we look at this, don't look at word by word, like little bit bigger first thing. I think then you can see better.
Yes.
So I think it's like if you look at very small thing and it's difficult first, like if I'm looking text out like English, same thing. I will look at the whole page. I'm looking really from further, bigger
Yes.
picture. And we see the from bigger picture, I can see something. Then I can go more detail. So just have,
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah,
like,
so first you look for many of the grammatical particles that come at the end of a long phrase, and then you can see what the verb is, and you can see other grammatical particles that might indicate the agent of the verb. Or also you could look for names, names of places or names of people, and sometimes I highlight those because then I can sort of break down the sentence and
yeah,
understand which parts I still have to translate.
that's really important. Like first, I'm saying, I think it's like you have to first like call it from looking at who composes text, where he composed,
Yeah.
when he composed, and that's we know this thing. Then after that, who requests? It just
Uh-huh.
name the person, and then pretty much that's important. Then the rest of the you can figure. If you figure those things, then just other things like kind of adding information for those things.
Right.
Yeah, like first I'm saying this text composed by this person on this day as a request of this person. Pretty
Right.
much that's this thing, right? At that place. That's what we have to know. And then just if you want more detail, and then just who's the Kuroshiro and who's the Kunji Sanjay Bell. That's you can do a little bit more detail, right? So other than
Right.
that, like same, yeah. And also sometimes it's say it's poetry with like a dreamy song, that's it, and Nishiki. Sometimes this is like a poem, a little bit difficult to translate, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great.
It's like a whole against everything here, just from
Yeah, good.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Oh, this is like a Kuramba text. I think it's like translated by Jose Covizon and one Geshe. I think he's passed away. Gary told me. So I think
Uh-huh.
Geshe start first and then complete the Kuramba text. Then Jose Covizon completed. So that's why this colophon I just copy from that Jose Covizon thing.
Jose Cabezon's
Yeah.
translation.
Yeah, this version.
Great.
It's excellent. Yes, yeah, I see
Yeah.
that. They have a few different things. I look at this one the best one. It's very close and very clear. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great.
Sing